Right now, perhaps you are working every hour of the day that you could possibly work, and you're not getting the returns that you would like. You're not making the money that you want to make in your business. You are giving it your all. You are doing everything that you know to do. But something is just not allowing you to break through and make that profit that you want to see come in from your business. Perhaps you don't like sales. Perhaps you love every other aspect of your business. You love everything that you do, but when it comes to sales, you're like, ooh, and you recoil. Anybody here like that? Yes or no? Oh, yes, hands are going up, people are nodding. Okay, so a lot of people don't like sales. They don't like selling. In fact, perhaps you even think it's a bit of a bad word. So you want your business to grow, but you don't want to sell, or you don't want to do the sales stuff. Maybe you're a manager of a team, you are employed, you don't own a business, but you work in a company, but you're responsible for budgets, you're responsible for growth, you're responsible for a team and reporting, but again, you're not seeing the breakthrough that you want to see in your department. So where would you like to be instead? Imagine your business is booming. Profits, sales, everything's going exactly as you want it to go. Business is good. It is everything you've dreamed of. Can you picture that? Imagine that you are on a beach. It's warm. You can feel the warm sun on your skin. You can smell the sea air. You are chilled. You are completely relaxed. You're on holiday. You're having a brilliant time. And you're not worried about your business, because back home, your business is booming and it's continuing to grow, even though you're on the beach having a holiday. In fact, you could go on holiday for a month and you're going to get back and your business is still growing. Would anybody here like that to be their reality? Okay, hands nodding, good. So if this is where you are and that's where you want to be, how do you get there? And that's what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about systemizing your selling. I want to talk to you about creating something that you can manage, something that you can enjoy doing, something that you can train others to do, something that can happen with or without you. Would anybody like to see that in their business, yes or no? Would you like to see this thing that I'm talking about in your business? Everybody's nodding. That's why I'm so excited to be sharing this talk with you today, because I've been through what probably everybody's been through, and I've experienced all the yucky business stuff, and I've come across one or two things that just changed my life and gave me my life back. But anyway, I'll get back to that in a bit. So come with me to, let's call it an ordinary every day in the life of Angela. Okay, here goes. Alarm goes off. Oh, too bright. What happened to the good old-fashioned alarm clocks that I could bash? Come on, phone, turn off alarm. Okay. Oh, Facebook message. Interesting. Oh, emails. Oh, my goodness, that's the time. Kids, wake up. Okay, kids, get up. We're late. Breakfast. Okay, thankfully my children can make their own breakfast, so that's one less thing to worry about. Okay, get out the door. School run. The kids are talking to me. I know they're talking to me. I'm trying to concentrate, but my head is still fuzzy. But okay, we get to school, drop them off at school, get back home, 120 emails. Oh my goodness. Does anybody have that problem? Email, reply, type away, reply, off we go. Oh, I forgot lunch again. No wonder my hands are shaking. Kids, school, don't forget the children at school again. Oh my goodness, I'm paying far too much for aftercare just because I keep forgetting. Don't laugh, you two. I never forgot you at school. Children, busted, sorry. Get home, deal with a few more issues that have arisen. Oh no, I've got an event tomorrow. There's a crisis at the venue. Deal with the event crisis. Oh my goodness. Dinner time's coming up. I've got to feed the kids. What can I do that's quick and easy, but I have to feed them healthy? Okay, do dinner. Right, have dinner. Okay. I'm eating. I'm trying to engage. This is family time. But I'm worried about that problem with the event tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Okay. Meal's done. I tried my best to engage, but I know I did a terrible job. I didn't listen. They were talking about their day and, right, dinner's done, kids in bed, I'm going to deal with this venue problem. Get down at my computer, dishes, tomorrow. I'm sorry, but I'm one of those people that I do leave the dishes sometimes. Dishes, they'll have to wait till tomorrow. This venue problem is much more important. Deal with the venue problem. Okay. I think I've got through the day. Everything else is going to have to wait till tomorrow. Really, darling? Now? Okay, but make it quick. Go to bed, fall asleep, get up, next morning, same thing. Do it all over again. Okay, maybe the venue problem's a different problem, but there's a problem, there's something, there's a crisis, there's 120 emails, there's 1,000,001, okay, maybe it's a slight exaggeration, but notifications on Facebook, everything's going all the time. I feel like I'm stuck on a treadmill, going too fast. I once heard the saying, and maybe you can tell me who said it, but I heard someone say that everybody dies, but not everybody lives. And I was at a place where that was my real true story, that was my daily life. Okay, it wasn't living. I wasn't living. There's so much more to me than just work. You know, I like horse riding, I like writing songs and singing them badly in the shower, and I like ballet, and I like drawing and writing, and there's so much more to me than just answering 1,000,000 emails every day. And I realized that I'm not getting any younger, and that I need to live before I die. But I was passionate about my business. I was passionate about what I started. I was passionate about why I started it. And I was seeing results, and I was hearing feedback from you ladies, how much the Women's Business Club has helped you and given you confidence and supported you in your business. So it wasn't something that I could just stop doing. I couldn't just shut down the Women's Business Club because I couldn't do it well. And it was growing, and clubs are launching across the country. And on the outside, it looks like everything is going well. Business is great and growing and flourishing. But on the inside, every day, a little piece of me is dying. I'm like, I can't keep doing this. I can't cope. I can't keep working all the time. And you know what? Yes, I started to make money. I actually started to make a profit and have money. But what for? I couldn't spend it on anything. I didn't have time to go to the shops. I don't even know what Cheltenham Town Centre looks like anymore. I don't get time to go there. I have to buy everything on Amazon. Amazon even started doing pet food. Amazing what you can get on Amazon. I had to make a decision. If I was willing to live the rest of my life like that, watch my children and grandchild grow up without me actually being slightly aware of it happening there in the distance, but not really being a part of it. And I didn't want to get to the end of my life and look back with regrets and only remember the 120 emails every day that I answered. I had to make a decision. And the decision was, do I stop what I'm doing and get a job? Or be a housewife and go on benefits? Or whatever the options are these days? Or do I find a better way to run the business? And one of the things I love about life and business is that I love opportunities. Every single problem is an opportunity. Every single time I've hit a wall in life, not just business, in life, every time I've hit a wall, there's been an opportunity. I can either find another way around the wall, or I can quit and shrink back. Now, I faced very, 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 very many of these opportunities. And one thing I've learned is that's when the best ideas come, that's when the most creative solution comes, that's when we have breakthrough, and that's when we innovate. Okay, we have to innovate because nobody else has necessarily been there, done that, and got the perfect recipe. We have to then innovate. So actually, being in such a bad place was the best thing for me because what I came up with not only has changed my life and my business, but I'm hoping it will help every single person here in some way. Now, let me share a story with you. Once upon a time, as all good stories should start, there was this businesswoman called Kelly from Cheltenham. And Kelly had a real passion for rural Africa. And one day she was out in a village, Tambala, in Africa, and she was observing village life, she was observing the customs and what they did, and she noticed every single day the villagers, young, little children, elderly, frail, healthy, all the villagers, every single, from the smallest to the oldest, the healthiest, the fittest, they would all grab their heavy clay jugs, pop it on their head, walk outside the village, quite far away, go to a well, get their water for the day, make the journey back, go to their village, and that was their water for the day. And then in the afternoon, sometimes they'd even make a second trip. They would leave the village, they'd go out, they'd collect their water, and they'd come back. Kelly was standing next to this very tall, dark man with some scars on his left cheek. And she looked at him and said, "Why don't you just build a well here in the village?" "Grind too hard." And with that brief conversation, she said to the man, "I tell you what, I will pay from my business for you to appoint just 2 of your strongest, fittest, healthiest villagers to go to the well every day to bring the water back for the people so that your elderly and your young and your frail can rest and they won't have to do this." And so it was agreed. And within minutes, the tall, dark tribal leader called out to 2 people. 2 young, healthy men came running over to him. They had a brief conversation, which Kelly didn't understand, and it was agreed that they would provide the water from the well for the village. And so the first man, he ran to his home, got his jug, and he started running to the well, getting water, bringing it back to the village. He was paid by the litre, so the more times he could run to the well, the more he would get paid. He would deliver the water to the village, and so on and so forth. The second young man was nowhere to be seen. He went home, and they didn't see him for the rest of the day. They didn't see him again the next day. They didn't see him again for the next month. And then one day he was spotted under a tree, carving out wood. It looked a little bit like long boats. They weren't quite sure what he was doing, but he was quite chilled in the shade of a tree, just carving away these boats. Everyone was puzzled, but the other guy was bringing the water. It was all good. The village was very happy that they were getting their water supply. And then one day, all these boats appeared in the center of the village, and out of the village, as far as the eye could see, there was just this long line of boats, and they were propped up on stilts. The tribal leader called the whole village together, got them all together, "Tambala, Tambala!" Everybody was quiet when they heard him say that. And then he made an announcement to the village. He tapped on the little boats, knocked on it with a little stick, and suddenly there was a sound of waters, gushing waters coming. And before you knew it, there was water coming out of these boats into a basin. Now, I'm sure you've heard that story. This is just my version of it. But what happened was, if you haven't figured it out, the long boat was a pipeline, and it was coming from the well. The second guy had gone out, and he had built a pipeline from the well to the villages. And so now his work was done. He had water for the village for the rest of his life. He was paid by the litre, so there was a continual stream of income for him, for future generations. And he pretty much didn't need to work much at all either. He could simply maybe have a crew that would go up to the end of the pipe a few times a day, make sure everything was happening. Fantastic. I love that story because I use it when I'm trying to communicate to people who know the story by saying, we can't do that in our business, that's running to the well. We can't do that, that's running to the well. Sometimes I say to myself, stop doing that, you're running to the well. Now, what could running to the well look like in my business? Now, for me, many of you are here because I ran to the well. How many of you are here today because I contacted you on Facebook, on email, got in touch with you on Twitter? How many? Raise your hands. You see why I'm so tired? That was running to the well. That was me running to get you to come here. I got you here, I got you here, I got you here, Okay? That is not sustainable. I mean, how many conversations can I have in a day? How many days are there, etc., etc.? That's one of the very practical, real examples of how I was running to the well. Now, today I'm going to share with you the pipeline that I've built. And I'm still going to have one-on-one conversations with you. I like talking to people, and I like offering a personal service. But I don't like that that's the only way that the Women's Business Club can grow. We've come up with a way, a fantastic way. You're going to love it. I can't wait to share it with you. That the Women's Business Club can now go fully national. And I can see my children. I can sleep peacefully at night, and my income can grow. I can help other people by giving them jobs. It's absolutely phenomenal. I'll get there in a bit. But I want you to just pause for a moment and think about your business. Are you running to the well? Are you tired? Are you at the place in your business where you actually don't want to do it anymore? You're shattered. You want to go on a nice long holiday, and you want someone else to pay for it so you can just have some time out because you're maybe even burnt out. Maybe you've worked so hard that you're actually functioning in a state of burnout now. I've been there, and it's horrible, and I want every single person here today to be able to leave here with something that can help you to get back to living your life and loving your business and not running to the well. Now, it's a journey. It's taken me 5 years to come up with this. It's part original and part a copy from Starbucks and Amazon, all the big companies. I didn't invent it. However, I've completely customized it and fine-tuned it to suit my business, to suit the Women's Business Club. Today, I'm going to share with you what worked for my business, okay? You need to take what I'm sharing today and you need to consider what you can take from it for your business and how you can build your own pipeline for your business. I'm pretty confident that the principles will apply to any business, any size, whether you're self-employed or employed. If you're employed, you can apply these principles to building your team. If you're self-employed, you can apply it to your business. If you are a one-man band, you can make this work for you. If you are a big company with loads of employees, you can make this work for you. It's up to you now to have a look at this pipeline and then quickly pick out what you can use. Does it make sense? So here we go. Pipeline. Okay, so this is our pipeline at the Women's Business Club. Okay, this is how we run our business, and this is what I want to share with you today. The first part of our pipeline is called awareness. Okay, we've got 7 stages to our pipeline, and the first one is called awareness. Awareness is the part of the company where we put our PR, our marketing, and our branding. This is the part of the company that deals with those elements. The awareness part of the pipeline is the very first time you will encounter the Women's Business Club, the very first time you hear about us or see us or engage with us. This all happens here. Now, in the past, as it has been with many of you, the awareness has come because myself or one of the team have contacted you personally. We've got in touch with you, and we've begged you to come, and we've even bribed you and offered you money. No, I'm joking. It's not that bad. But the point is, we've worked really, really hard, okay? And that's a great way to run a business if you're happy to keep it at a certain level, but it's not scalable, it's not sustainable. So we've created for our awareness what we call lead magnet. Okay, the magnet is an acrostic. And so I'm pretty sure that this would work for any of your businesses. You can create lead magnets for your business. The great thing about magnets is that it attracts, doesn't it? You put a magnet out there and it's going to attract. And what's going to attract? It's going to attract metal, right? It's going to attract things that magnets attract. The great thing about our lead magnets is that we set up the right lead magnets that's going to attract the right things. And that's what we want in our businesses. We want to set up things that we can put out there that would attract our ideal clients. We want to put things out there that's going to bring hordes and hordes of our ideal customers to our business. We don't have to run to the well. We put the magnets out there. It comes to us. We start building our pipeline with this. Okay, the magnet, if you want to write it down, the M stands for mailers. Your mailers can include your emails. Email marketing does work if it's done correctly. It could be your newsletter. It could be anything. It could even be a postal drop, a leaflet drop. M in your magnets is mailers. Now, I'm going to jump ahead. The reason I'm going to jump ahead, and I will come back to this, I promise, is we are going to start our pipeline today, our discussion, on point number 3. The reason the pipeline is built in this way is because this is customer focused, okay? Your clients will encounter you first here. But in order to get the right things attracted to your magnet, you actually need to start at point 3. So I'm going to skip around a bit. So I'm going to jump around, but you'll understand why I have to jump around, because you've got to start with point 3 before you can attract the right people at point 1. So I can tell you, set up your lead magnets and do this, this, and this, but if you don't set it up in the right way, you're going to attract whatever. And who has time here for attracting hundreds of whatever? You only have time to deal with attracting exactly the right people who are going to buy from you, who need what you have to offer. So point number 3 is called our people puzzle, and it's a part of the audience of our avid sales. You will be confused now, don't worry, it will make sense soon. What we do in this people puzzle is we look at who, what, where, and why. Okay? This is where you set up who your ideal client is. You need to fully understand who you want to attract to your magnets. You want to understand their pain. You want to understand what it is that you have to offer that they need. If you have a problem, if you have something that keeps you awake at night, you lose sleep over it, you lose weight over it, or put on weight, depending which way you go. The point is it affects you. And somebody came along to you, and they offered you the perfect solution for that. Wouldn't you want to grab it? If it solved your problem, if it took away your pain, you'd want it. And then you'd ask how much, wouldn't you? Okay. If we don't get it the right way around, we will try to sell to people by saying, yeah, I have this, you need this. And usually the response is how much, because they don't really need it. Does it make sense? Okay. If you are offering the right thing to the right people, the price actually doesn't matter. Because if it's solving a problem, they're going to find a way to pay for it. So we look at who. So the first thing in the people puzzle is, who are your ideal clients? Don't tell me everyone. Don't tell me everyone. I get really, really worked up when people say, oh no, everybody, I can help everybody. You can't, because trying to help everybody is helping nobody. There's a handful of people that are ready to buy from you now, because you're meeting their needs now. There's a handful of people. There are a few people who will need what your business has to offer, but not right now. Okay, and then everybody else is not relevant. And you may think you're losing business by doing this, you're not. When you niche, you attract the right people, it takes away all of that work that you have to do to convince them to buy, because they're ready to buy. So don't feel like, I can't niche. I can't only focus on these people. I'm going to lose business. Actually think I'm going to save so much time, because most of them are ready to buy and the rest of them will buy from me within time. Does it make sense? Okay, so your who is really important. But basically, if you are a generalist, you have to go out and find the people. Okay, generalists find customers. There we go. Customers find specialists. If you're a specialist, then you're going to attract people to you. And so that's what you need to understand, is that you do need to niche, and you do need to niche, because then the work is being done for you. So you've got your who. Who are they? What are their pain points? Where do they live? What do they drive? What do they do to socialize? Where do they what do they do for entertainment? What do they read? You need to know them. You need to be able to be in a room like this and be having a conversation with somebody, and instantly trigger goes off, ideal client, because XYZ, because you took the time to really get to understand your ideal clients. Then you look at what. What are you offering? What problem are you solving? What solution are you bringing to the table? What pain are you taking away? So you've got your who, you've got your what. You've got your where. Where are you positioning yourself in the market? So again, your marketing. If you're putting your magnets out there and your brand is a luxury brand, it is high-end, it is expensive, and you're marketing it at Primark, can you see how the where is not going to work? Because people who go to Primark want to save money. They are maybe on a small budget or don't want to spend a lot of money on clothing. Just an example. But you see how the where is really, really important. So it's good to know the who and the what and the where. So where are you going to position yourself in the market? Where are you going to do your marketing? Are you going to do it Are you a high-end brand? Are you a luxury brand? Are you a budget brand? Do you save money? I'm a massive fan of Utility Warehouse. I love that every time I phone them, at the end of the phone call, they say to me, is there anything else I can do to save you money? They are clear. They are all about saving me money. They are crystal clear. They've got their where right. And then the why. Do you know that there's a lot of competition out there for each and every one of our businesses? Why should somebody buy from you and not from the next person who's offering exactly what you offer? Why? Think about it. Okay, you will not, if many of you would have heard this, and this is old news to you, some of you may be hearing this for the first time, each and every one of us can go away and think about it again. Okay, who, what, where, why? When you've built your puzzle, then you're ready to do your awareness magnet. Okay, so we're going to go back. And now it will start making sense, and you'll see why I had to jump around. So back to awareness. Magnet, mailers, advertising, games, networking, expertise, and trials. That's what magnet stands for. Your mailers, as I said, is all the things you're sending out. Now that you've got your people puzzle built, you can now send out strategic mailers, not to 10,000 people because you have the data in your database. How about to 100 people and 99 of them buy? Just an example, but you know what I mean. Okay, so you've got your mailers, but because you've done your people puzzle, you are hitting the nail on the head every time. You are sending it to the right people in the right places, and they are going to buy. Your advertising. Where do you advertise? Do you advertise Facebook ads, Google ads? Do you advertise in magazines, newspapers, TV, YouTube? Where do you advertise? Look at your advertising. Again, because you've done your people puzzle, you can get that advertising spot on and you can attract business to you. The business will start flooding to you because you've got the right message for the right people. I saw one recently and I loved it. It was just so perfect. I was doing a training course on something along these lines, and I happened to notice this advert in the midst of the training course. I thought, that's it. It was Gaviscon. Their advert was, first of all, it was a video on YouTube. It was I think it was an elderly man, and the words were something along the lines of, do you like food but struggle with heartburn, or something like that. But the point was they only needed one sentence to quickly qualify the right people. People who like food, can't sleep because of heartburn. I can't remember the exact words, but you get the picture, don't you? Can you see how that just one sentence instantly qualified the right people? And then they would have put it on channels that would have attracted particular people. So advertising. We run a magazine at the Women's Business Club. And some of you advertise in it. Some of you will be advertising it after today, I hope. But we always try and coach our advertisers. We always try to say to them, don't just put an advert in our magazine. It has to be right. Is it right for the people we send it out to? It's a women's business magazine. We send it out to business owners predominantly. And then we say to people, for every page advert you buy, we'll give you a complimentary page editorial. Because usually, I find from personal experience, I don't know what the statistics are, is that people don't usually buy just from an advert. Unless you're advertising consistently and you're spending a fortune on it and you have a massive advertising budget. It's unlikely that people are going to see your advert once and buy from you. However, if you write an editorial and offer your expert opinion, which actually comes under expertise as well, you offer advice or you offer a story next to your advert, people are then going to buy into the advert because they've read what you have to say, they've gained something from it, then your advert has value. And then they're more likely to read your advert and say, ooh, I need them. Does that make sense? Okay, so your advertising, you can spend a lot of money on advertising and get nowhere, or you can spend a little bit of money on strategic adverts, the right place, the right people, answering the people puzzle questions, and you can get a massive return. It's not my responsibility as a magazine owner to make your advert work for you. I can give you the best advice possible. I can give you all the opportunities in the world, but if you're not willing to do that bit of work, it's not going to work for you. And I sometimes feel guilty taking people's money when they've got it wrong, but what do? What can I do? If you want to send me your money for your advert, then anyway. Games. Have you seen how many people waste time on Facebook with all these games? Shout out some games that you like, okay, someone else likes, someone you know likes. Farm World, Candy Crush, Okay, people need some escapism. They feel less guilty if they're on their computer all the time. But actually, they're not being productive. They're playing games and doing things because they actually need a break, but they don't want to take a break. They want to push themselves, so they start doing other stupid things, reading people's feed or playing games, whatever. Why don't you use that for your business? Why don't you come up with something that engages people, that gives them a bit of escapism so they can have a bit of fun? They're going to do it anyway. They are going to do it anyway. They're going to go out there and play another game. Create something for your business that engages people, but it's not businessy, it's not salesy, it's just fun. Come up with something that you can share on social media or a quiz, or we had speed networking bingo today. Just think outside the box and be creative. Add a fun element to your business and your marketing. Come up with games. Raffles, people like raffles. Raffles for charity, even better. You know, it's a bit of fun, but it's for a good cause. Quizzes, have an online quiz. Get people sharing. Or if you're really creative, come up with some games. Joyce over there makes apps. I'm sure she can help you make a nice app game. Okay, networking. So networking, you're at an event today, you already understand the value of networking. However, did you come here prepared with your people puzzle in mind? I wonder how many did, or if you just came and hoped for the best. Or did you come here with your pipeline in place? Because if you came here today with this pipeline in place, I tell you now, you would have already had people starting to go through. So this applies even to situations like this. Networking can be networking lunches, breakfast, dinners, whatever. Networking, you can do some online networking as well, obviously. So are you putting a face, a personality to your business, to your brand? Are you out there? It can be very easy to get trapped behind the computer too often and neglect getting out there, and people buy from people. We all know that. People buy from people. If you go out there networking once with a wad of business cards, no matter how well produced they are, and scatter them around and come back home, you're very unlikely to get business unless you happen to, per chance, stumble across the right person at the right time. But that's chance. That's not strategic. That's not pipeline thinking. But if you get out there, you've got your pipeline in mind, and you are networking, you're building relationship, you're getting to know people, you're getting to understand their pain. You're talking to them about them. Go to networking events and talk about them. People love to talk about themselves. Talk about how they are, what's going on in their world. Sometimes it's better to go networking and don't even talk about your business. You'll be remembered, and all the other people that were out there, buy this, please buy this, please, I have kids to feed, buy my business. Those people won't be remembered, but you who actually showed an interest and got to know them will be the one who's remembered. The beauty of doing things that way as well is that as you listen, you can hear their problems, their pain. You can pitch your solution from your business to them at the right time. However, you may be listening to somebody and there's no match. So you haven't had to force yourself on them because there's no match. You cannot serve them. You cannot help them in their business. You cannot solve their problem. You cannot take away their pain. Their problem, you don't offer anything. So don't push yourself on them then. It's not right for them. However, one day in the future, if they get a problem, a pain, an issue that your business can solve, you will instantly pop up in their mind because you weren't that pushy salesperson. Okay? Networking. The E is for expertise. Every single person here has something that they know a lot more about than everybody else. You may not think of yourself as an expert, but there's something that you have in your business, something that you have to offer that everybody else in the room doesn't know about, and you can then publish that. You can use your expertise to write blogs, you can write articles, you can do Facebook Lives, whatever. You can do mini ebooks, downloads, you name it. There are so many ways. Mini courses, you can do a 3-series video course. Be creative. But there are things that you know that you may be taking for granted now, things that you don't realize that other people don't know and want to know. And it can be the simplest of things. Nadie's an artist with makeup. I can put my own makeup on, I'm capable, but I don't know how to do this. What she's done. Annie, brilliant with hair. Look at my hair. Lovely. I could never do this. She has expertise. She could probably teach me 1 or 2 things about how to do something similar myself, I'm guessing. Can you see how, it doesn't have to be rocket science that you know things and other people don't and they want to know, and you can provide little bite-sized formats of expertise that you can share. And then trials. That's the T in magnet. What can you offer as a trial? What can you offer? And we're going to come to this in a bit more detail later on, but what can you give away for free that people can just have a taste of your business? What can you do? So that covers awareness. This is the biggest part of the pipeline. You need to push out a lot of this stuff. Okay, you need to be pushing all of these magnets out there and putting them out there and leaving them. And slowly but surely, you'll start to see that you won't be running to the well anymore. Suddenly, you're going to see the right people, the right qualified, pre-qualified, ideal customers are going to start coming to you. It might not happen instantly, it might, but it might not. But that's what you want to do. For me as a business owner, this means I have to stop running to the well, work on my pipeline. I may suffer a loss. I may have a dip in income at first. I may have a loss of momentum at first. It is risky and it's scary. Stopping to run to the well, to work on your pipeline, it is scary. But do you want to spend the rest of your life running to the well? What if you get sick? What if you can't run to the well that day or that month or that year? What happens if you burn out? This will keep you going through good times and bad times. Okay. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you make them feel. That was Maya Angelou that said that. Have you heard that? It's so true. And at the Women's Business Club, we try very hard. We don't always get it right. We're not perfect. But we try very hard to make sure when people come in, they feel welcome. And I'm hoping when you leave, you're going to get a fantastic exit there. You're not just going to disappear. You're going to be... People are going to say goodbye. Team are going to say goodbye. They're going to make you feel special when you leave. And you're going to leave here feeling great. So that takes us on to the next part of our pipeline. You've got your leads coming in, your magnets are working. Great. If you don't have your customer service, if you don't have the way people feel when they encounter you for the first time, then those people are going to come in and they're going to move away. That's it, done deal. You've done a great job of attracting them, but you're not going to keep them. We have to look at what happens when we've attracted the right people, what happens next, what happens to those people. And I call that customer service. Now, you may be a one-man band. There's one of you in your business. You're a new startup and you think this is not relevant to me. This is for big companies. No, it's not. Every single business here, whether you are in a massive corporate and you're a head of a division or whether you're just starting your business this week and you want to get your business right, this pipeline is relevant for everyone. You need to, in your mind and on paper, write a pipeline like this. Write down the different departments, then figure out how you're going to make them work at this stage of your business, but completely and utterly be mindful that this is my pipeline that I need to be building. What happens then is, customer service, I now look at my business, who is offering customer service? Is it the magnets are out there doing their thing? Who created the magnets? Who's going to take care of the people? And then I'll tell you the rest of the steps. If you're a one-man band, guess what? You have to do it all. Okay? But how do you strategically do it all on your own? And there's so many different things that you can do, and I can't go into it today. But don't think I can't. Think, how can I? Robert Kiyosaki, one of my favorite authors, he says, never say I can't. I've raised my children. You don't say I can't. You say, how can I? There's always a way. So, you're a one-man band. You've just started your business. I can't have lead magnets and a customer service department and everything else Andrew's going to tell me. How can you? Perhaps you can ask for a favor from a family member. Perhaps you have a small budget you can outsource. Claire has a virtual assistance company. She does phone calls. She's going to be handling our phone calls. She's going to be the person behind the end of the phone that says, hello, Women's Business Club speaking, how may I help you, or whatever it is you're going to say. And because I can't take all the phone calls, I can't be the customer service department, but someone like her and Kerry, wave your hand, Kerry, she's a virtual assistant and she's helped me this year as well, doing a lot of the initial emails and sending out. I don't have a massive budget for it. I gave Kerry a budget and I said, this is how many hours you can work, and when you've reached that, done. Okay? Can you see how you could have a customer service department? There are ways. You could do swaps. You could collaborate. You can find a business. I could say to Claire, don't worry, I'm not suggesting this, but I could say to her, could you do 4 hours a month of phone calls for me, and I'll do 4 hours a month of bookkeeping for you. I don't do bookkeeping. Bookkeeping for you. But do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't have the budget for her, theoretically, at the moment, But I can do a swap with her because I have something of value to offer her that perhaps she doesn't have the budget for, and so we can help each other in that way. Boom, I have a customer service department. So you see, it doesn't have to be that you have millions of pounds to build this massive company with a gazillion staff members. There's always a way. But if your company is structured according to a pipeline, and you'll very quickly see how this all fits together, you will then be the manager of a business. You'll be a business owner. You won't own a job. Okay? Massive difference, massive change in thinking. Are you a business owner? Do you own a system? Do you own a pipeline? Or do you own a job? Owning a job means you're exchanging time for money, okay? So customer service. So the way we do customer service is we do thinking, feeling, doing. The way we like to do customer service is we need to look at every point, every touch point, every time one of our lead magnets comes into personal contact with us, and then we look at what they were thinking, feeling, and doing at that point, and then we try to understand them better, and then we decide what we want them to be thinking and feeling, doing after they've encountered our customer service, and hopefully we can achieve that. Now, you might not be able to see this. This is a small example. Phone contact. What are they feeling before they contact us? Maybe frustrated because they were on the website, they couldn't find what they needed to do. So feeling before, frustrated. They've contacted us. What were they thinking before? I want to know how to join this amazing, awesome club, but I just can't understand the website. What were they thinking before? They were thinking they wanted to get involved. What were they doing before? Maybe they were surfing the internet, or maybe they were searching for networking groups. Then we can look at, after they phoned us, what would we like them to be feeling after they phoned us? Maybe informed, or helped, or excited. What were they thinking after they phoned us? Wow, that's a great club. I really want to get involved. What were they doing after? Hopefully getting on our website in the right place and signing up. Example, that's just a very simple example. This exercise you can do for a whole range of thinking, feeling, and doing emotions through a whole range of touch points. You can do phone, email, social media, however you deal with people. And you can spend days looking at all of the feelings and thinkings and doings. I highly recommend every business owner does that. Even if you don't actually then go and put this model or this plan into your business, it's a great way to really understand the people that are coming to you. So you've done your awareness, you've done your lead magnets, you attracted people, but now you really want to understand them. If you can understand them well and get them feeling, thinking, and doing great things after they've had contact with your customer service department, then you're halfway there, aren't you? Price. I can help go sit with you and your business for 2 days. Cost £2,499 for me to sit with a group of you and hash out your business and take it from running to the well into a pipeline. And I only charge, is that all? £2,499 to spend 2 days with you, and you won't be one-on-one. There'll be about 4 or 5 in the group. I promise you, at first, you may take a dip. I did warn you financially if we're going to take time out, but you will just skyrocket your business. This is not an expense. This is an investment. The next step of the pipeline is sales. So you've done your lead magnets, you've attracted them, you've offered fantastic customer service. Now you want them to buy. Okay, you want people to buy from you. This is the part that everybody agreed that they don't like, but actually we make sales so much fun. As soon as you realize that you're not selling, you're not doing a bad, naughty thing to people, you're actually helping them, suddenly it's fun. I know that I offer a lot of value to the businesswomen in the country because I can help them realize their dreams. I can help them unleash their potential. I can help them build this amazing business that they always dreamed of. I'm confident that I can help you. So if somebody comes to me and they say they want help, then I'm like, shall we go? And this is what it costs. I don't feel guilty for helping you. Why would I feel guilty for helping you? Now, if you can sell in your business in the same way, you know you have something of value to offer. You can help people. Why wouldn't you? Actually, you'd be selfish not to, wouldn't you? Right? So that's what selling is. It's helping people with your solution to match their problem. The way we sell at the Women's Business Club is through our Avid sales system. I'm not going to do a sales pitch, but we do have another course completely independent, which is the Avid sales system, or it can be part of this whole package. Anyway, the way we do sales is through our Avid sales system, and that stands for audience, value, invitation, and delivery. Okay, and I want to quickly whiz through them. We've covered audience, but can you see why I needed to start here in the beginning? Okay, but we've covered that. I won't go through that again. So that's your people puzzle, and that is building your audience. Then we look at value, and we use the 3P triad system, and that's where we look at your products, your price, and your position. Okay? Your products, now this can be products/services, but services didn't start with a P, and then a 3P triad system wouldn't work, so it's products. But it can include services. So your products. A lot of businesses that I come across aren't selling effectively because they are not pitching their products effectively. They are not, first of all, I love packaging. Anybody who's done the Ultimate Business course or knows me knows that I love packaging. I love it, taking what you have to offer, putting it into some catchy little packages with nice funky names, and then helping you unleash that on the world. It's so much more fun, and it's so much more memorable for your leads or your prospects, because then they know, oh, I want this product, or I want that product, and they instantly know what to expect and what you're offering. So we do a lot around helping you package your products and your services in a sticky way, so that what you're launching out in the world is actually interesting and memorable and easy for people to understand. I've met some fantastic business owners. They do amazing things, but the way they're presenting their products and services is very confusing. And so they're not making the sale because it's not making sense. So we look at that first. Then we look at the pricing. Again, most of the business owners I've encountered don't get the pricing right. Most of the business owners I've encountered are undercharging and undervaluing what they have to offer. Normally, I would say to people straight away, you've got to put your prices up. You've got to value what you have to offer. You've got to value yourself, otherwise no one else will. My best business decisions and my scariest business decisions have both been when I've put prices up. Okay? Every single time I've thought, okay, the risk is I'll lose my business. Everyone's going to run. And every time, without fail, the pricing has attracted my ideal customers, and it's put off the people I don't want to be working with. You are here today because this conference is more expensive than last year. I've attracted amazing business owners this year, partly because of the price, partly because you thought, wow, I like everything that's to offer, and I'm willing to pay that. There are a few people here, not here today, because they're like, I'm not willing to pay that. They don't understand the value of what we're offering here, and they didn't come. So I'm more interested in building the Maximise conference into a high-quality event with high-caliber businesswomen, key influencers in the country, influencers, rather than having to get a bigger venue, charge you more because of the bigger venue, and then you have to deal with everybody that's just here for the free cake, free champagne, free pens. Okay? So that's right for us, is we want to get our pricing right. You want to get your pricing right, because you could be attracting a lot of time wasters if you get your pricing wrong. You could be attracting people that can just about afford you and they're willing to pay for it, but they are going to make sure that they suck the life out of you and get everything that they can from you and take up all of your time and be one of your biggest complainers. This is not always the case, okay, but this happens. You need to get your pricing right. And then your position. You've got to look at your position in the market, and we go into this in depth. We look at, are you positioning against competitors? Are you positioning based on a product? And so we look at all the different possible ways that you could position your brand in the market. And again, how to niche, how to position strategically and specifically, not just say, I'm relevant everywhere. Okay? That's the V. And then we move on to the I in AVID, and that stands for invitation. And the way we do this is we do our 4 invitations. I call them the 4 I's. Can you see how this entire pipeline is packaged? Can you see how everything has a shape and it has a catchy name, the people puzzle? Can you see that? Okay, just wanted to show you. So we start with invitation to try. So if you do your lead magnets with your invitation to try. This is free. You are offering one of your magnets, you're not charging for it. You are putting something out there to attract people, to allow them to try. If they respond to the invitation to try, they're called a prospect. Okay, they are now a prospect. They have tried and they're a prospect. Then we move them on to our next invitation to buy. Now, this can be anything from 1p. You think, why 1p? I'll explain. Okay. You want to convert your prospect into a buyer. The second they have parted with 1 penny, be it cash or card, they are no longer a prospect, but they're a buyer. This is a giant step psychologically. This is a giant step for them and for you. This is a conversion. You've taken your prospect and now they are a buyer. The big brands use this. They do it well. We don't notice it because they do it so well, but they all do it. You have your, I'm going to make this up, it doesn't exist. You have your Blockbuster 10 DVDs for £2. Why are they doing that? Because they want to convert you from a prospect to a buyer. 10 DVDs for £2 is amazing, isn't it? Who's not going to take that? They're not worried about the profit margin on that. They're worried about the conversion. Now, either your card details are stored on their site, or just psychologically you've bought. You've tasted the DVDs, the quality is good, the delivery is fast, you loved it. You are more likely to buy again. There's a certain element of trust. If you do invitation to buy and you do a terrible job, then this doesn't work. If you do invitation to buy and they've bought something of low value and you've done a terrible job or not delivered or whatever, this doesn't work, okay? This is assuming that you absolutely wow them at this. So you could have a £1.99 offer. You could have whatever in your business, whatever it is. But the point is that they part with something here. Once they've done that, then it's going to be so much easier for you to move on to invitation to commit. This invitation is your core product or service. This is where you are offering the meaty part of your business. This is where you're offering the main thing that you have to offer. They should trust you by now. If you are attracting the right people through your lead magnets, if you are pre-qualifying and getting the right people in, this will be easy because they have a problem, you can solve it. The invitation to commit, dead easy. It's not even sales. It's just a case of, you need this, I've got this, here we go. Okay, it should be that easy. The invitation to commit. Now, a lot of businesses will be content to stop here. A lot of businesses will be happy when they've got the invitation to commit and they stay there. Smart businesses or businesses who are willing to take a bit of a risk will actually not keep this profit, but reinvest this profit in the company. They'll take the monies they make from here and reinvest it. Why? Because they want to get to the invitation to indulge. This is where you want to get people to. Okay, your invitation to indulge is your highest value item. And I'm not talking about 1p, £1, £10. I'm talking about 1p, £1, £10,000. I'm talking about the top level, the most expensive thing that you have to offer, because it is of that much value. Now, I'm going to move on to the end in a bit, and I'll get down to point number 7 of the pipeline. Point 7 of the pipeline is likely to be the invitation to indulge. This is, first of all, as a business owner, remember we said you're exchanging time for money, you're owning a job? Remember we said that? As a business owner, you only have a certain amount of time. Your time is extremely valuable. If you get this pipeline in place, if you get this pipeline working, you're going to grow very quickly, you're going to need staff, you're going to have all the growing pains that come with the business, but your time is going to become more and more valuable. The invitation to indulge could be your time. What are you worth an hour? What are you personally going to be able to charge for an hour? Do you offer mentoring or products or services? This is expensive. There's an ice cream brand, Kilimanjaro ice creams. Now, they have this model. Well, they don't actually have too much cheap stuff, but they have an invitation to indulge. It's one of the most expensive desserts in the world. Any guesses how much this dessert costs? $60,000. Okay, $60,000. This is their invitation to indulge. It's made from glacial ice on the top of the mountain. So first of all, it's rare because that ice is going to melt one day and it won't exist anymore. But what they've done is, their ice creams are all expensive. Okay, these are all very expensive luxury items. But their invitation to indulge is their premium package. It includes first-class airfare, it includes accommodation, it includes as much ice cream as you want and a few other extras. But they get people, they don't stay here at the invitation to commit. They have an invitation to indulge. So people who want to will, and they invest in that. So it's a very clever, very extreme example. Every single one of you here have something that you could offer as an invitation to indulge. You all have a $60,000 ice cream in your business, in you, okay? You do have it, I promise you. I can help you find it if you don't already know, but you all have this possibility, okay? The D is for delivery. And that is when we look at a session on pitching and presenting. It's about taking everything that we've done and packaged and putting it into your written communication and your public speaking. And so obviously I can't go into that now, but that's what the D stands for in the Avid sales. And if you do the Avid sales course, we'll do a module with you on pitching and presenting. So that could be your elevator pitch, it could be short talks based on your area of expertise, it could be full-on conference talks, etc., etc. Okay. Next, we have operations. So what's the point of having fantastic lead magnets? You've attracted the right people. You've offered fantastic customer service. You've sold something to them. You've done your sales. What comes next? You have to give them what they've bought, right? That's where our operations come in. This is the nitty-gritty running of your business. This is everything that has to happen in order for you to deliver what you've sold to people. Because imagine if you'd got all those first steps in the pipeline right and you failed to deliver. Like, oh, I've got all this money, yay. But the person didn't actually get anything for the money because you just neglected your operations. I'm so extremely passionate about systems. I think I spend far too much time in our operations manual. We look at, if this, then that. If somebody does this, then this process happens. If somebody buys this, then this process happens. And we've got this in-depth, detailed operations manual. I once read the book, The E-Myth Revised, and he advises you in that book to set up your business as if you're going to franchise it. It is one of the best bits of advice I've ever heard. Set up your business as if you're going to franchise it. Doesn't mean you're going to franchise it, okay? But if you have that mindset of systemizing your business and getting it crystal clear, the operations of your business, as if somebody else is going to come in from the outside, buy the operations manual and deliver your business, they should be able to follow it like a dummy's guide and be able to deliver your business and get the precise results that you get because of your operations manual in your business. Again, this doesn't only apply to big businesses. In fact, if you're a startup and you're only going to launch your business next week, this is the best way to do it because you're not going to waste time and make mistakes like the rest of us did, only getting to this 5 years down the line. Okay. Document every step you take. It, again, will take time out of your business, and you might think you're going to lose money, and you may lose a little bit of money, but what you will gain from this operations is going to give you so much freedom and flexibility and scalability. It'll give you the ability to grow your business. Document everything from when you get into your office or your pajamas like I do some days, or whatever you do to start your working day. What happens? Is it written? Can somebody else come in on your sick day, read the document, and deliver 100% what your business offers? Again, I can help with that. I can do anything from a small business startup to a full-scale franchise model, okay? Then we're going to move on to retention. So you've done everything else, you've got your operations, you're delivering fantastic results, that's great. But now you want people to stay with you, don't you? You don't want to do all that work and then something else nice and shiny comes along on Facebook and your customer's gone. You don't want that, do you? You want people to buy from you, stay with you for the rest of your life. Not everybody can. You know, there's a life cycle for your customers, but how long can you keep them with you? How long can you serve them? Don't think of it as how long can they buy from me. How long can you serve them and keep them happy? You want customer loyalty. What can you do in your business to offer such fantastic service that your customers don't want to go anywhere else? And not only that, they only want to refer you. They only want to get all of their friends and family to use your business because you're just so amazing. So we have a very simple model here: greeting, meeting, and keeping. Okay? Greeting is, like I said, that utilities warehouse example. It's about consistent service. You've got to be consistent. If your brand message is, I can save you money, every time somebody encounters your business, hello, how can I save you money today? Thank you for calling. Is there anything else I can do to help you save money? At the bottom of your emails, can I help you save you money? Is there anything I can do to help you save money? Okay, it's about that greeting. Every time they encounter you, they get the same message. At the Women's Business Club, I want to know, how can we support you? How can we connect you? Okay? That's what you'll hear from us. And if you're not hearing that from us enough, then tell me, because we're getting it wrong. If you know that the Women's Business Club exists to connect, support, and empower you, then we're getting it right, okay? So how can we connect you? We're here today because we want to connect you. We run events throughout the year because we want to connect you. When we connect you, we want to support you. The result of connecting and supporting is empowering. I always thought, okay, I've worked very well on connect and support. What do I do for the empowering part of our vision statement? Actually, it just happens. When we connect and support you, you are empowered. That's us. That's our greeting, okay? As a business owner, you'll feel like, oh, they're going to see right through me. It's competitive. It's, we're repeating ourselves all the time. We are not competitive, sorry, repetitive. But actually, no, it gives them comfort, security, boundaries. That's why your business exists, because you deliver whatever it is your strapline is, or your vision, or your mission. Greeting, consistent service, not only in the words you use, but in the quality of what you offer. When you offer something, is it the same experience every single time? I went to the hairdresser once. They offered me coffee, and they gave me a nice little biscuit. And I really enjoyed it. I like good coffee. I went to the hairdresser the next time. I didn't get the coffee, and I kind of felt a bit off. Something's missing. Then the next time I went back, and they offered me a different beverage. The service wasn't consistent. Okay, so maybe I'll go to another hairdresser. I'm not really that set. This was years ago. Anyway, the point is, they should have either not offered me the filter coffee the first time at all, because I wouldn't have expected it the second time and been disappointed. They kind of overpromised and underdelivered in a way. Or they should have offered me the same consistent, hello, welcome, here's your filter coffee. And then I would have felt like, I'm in a routine now, I'm in a rut. This is what happens when I want to get my hair cut, and I would have stayed. Maybe. I'm not saying it's just the filter coffee, but you get the picture of the greeting. The meeting. Are you meeting the needs of your customers? They've bought from you, they've bought your core products, they maybe even have indulged, and they've accepted your invitation to indulge. Are you meeting their expectations? Or have they come to expect this, but now because they're customer, they're important because you want to focus on new clients? We've got to work on our retention as much as we've got to work on our new business. And then keeping. What do you have to offer to keep them coming back? I learned in the Women's Business Club that our members have a life cycle. And then they've kind of used up everything we have to offer. And then what? They need to leave. They can't stay because they've used everything. Say the life cycle was about 3 years. So we had to come up with a way that after about 3 years, where we've given them everything we have to offer, what's next for them? And as soon as we can answer that question of what's next, then we open up that cycle, maybe 5 years. And hopefully we can get to the point where they never want to leave. That will be wonderful. Okay, so what can you do to keep them coming back? Have a realistic look at the life cycle. If you take care of your employees, they'll take care of you. Sir Richard Branson. Okay, and that moves us on to the next one, which is taking care of your team. But I've already run over time, so I'm not going to be able to go into this. I'm just going to tell you what the points are, okay? My team, if I take care of my team, they're going to take care of me. They're going to build the Women's Business Club. My team consists of full-time staff members, subcontractors or whatever, people you outsource to, and volunteers and members. Okay, that's my team. I need to invest my time, my enthusiasm, my activity, and my money in my team. That's the next part of my pipeline. If I neglect this part of my pipeline, team stands for time, enthusiasm, activity, and money. This is when the business comes more to me now, or maybe some key people in the team, to make sure that we're delivering this to our team. I'm sorry, I can't go into it. I want to wrap up now. And then finally, the last part of the pipeline in our business is leadership. And in our business, this would be me. And it's good that leadership is at the bottom, because a leader will hold everything up. The buck stops with me. The leader serves. The leader's not a nice title. I'm the managing director. I'm the boss. I'm important. No. Okay, the buck stops with me. I have to serve my team, my members, my customers. I have to serve everyone. Okay, it's very important that my attitude is that of serving people, not of one of importance. And leadership, again, if you look at those invitations, this could be the high-value part of your business. What can you offer that only you can offer? Our company is structured in this way, in that if we remove this part of the pipeline and take it out, another managing director can come in and slot in here. The company still runs. still runs, okay? Another managing director can come in and they might have an area of expertise in something that I don't. That will be the high value item. For me, my thing is I'll offer training or mentoring, public speaking or whatever. I love to write books, etc., etc. That's my high value item. But if somebody else came in here, if Jordan came in here, she'd come in as a marketing guru, and then that would be her high value item as managing director, would be to offer whatever marketing stuff she wants to offer. So, I'm sorry I went a little bit over time, but I wanted to cover it all. As you can see, it's very in-depth, but I believe that if you set up your business in a pipeline, and that will be different for each and every one of you, but if you start thinking, is this running to the well or is this pipeline, it will change your life forever. Okay, so start thinking, am I running to the well or am I building a pipeline? And start making the necessary changes that you want to make. So thank you for your attention, and I'll see you at the Dragon Nest Den in 5 minutes.